Next up in this bag series, we've got, I'm pretty sure it's a Swiss medical bag. If somebody knows better, let me know. But I'm pretty sure we ordered this from Sportsman's a long time ago when it was still just catalogs before the internet. And it's basically like a medic's kit. So it's this canvas, rubberized, and on the top, let's start out with what's missing, what I've already horked out of here for other kits. It started out with some wooden splints, so there were just pieces of nice hardwood splint material put in here. There was like a Mora knife that we gave away one time. That was sort of a wooden handled Mora in a kind of a cheap early plastic kind of Kydex scabbard. When you open this thing up, it has kind of a locking canvas clip. So there's this square hoop on the side, a square or a rectangle goes over the rectangle, I guess, and then there's this little clip. So very similar to some of our military stuff back in the day. I don't have an example of it out here, but we've had some clips like this on some of our canvas gear back in the day. So when you open that up, so they had their splint and their knife access on the outside, no real pocket on this side. There was this pen, and I guess potentially you could get, a pencil with a covering over the tip for some reason. But you could probably get to this pencil potentially from the outside, but and another pencil on this side. But you weren't getting to much else from the outside. No pockets on the outside. So you open this thing up, and it's got these, am I using this word right? Gussets that hold the lid. So I don't know why. So you fold this thing back, and I'm guessing with that piece of wood, with those wooden splints in there, it might have stayed open like this, kind of like a little workstation. So up here at the top, in the bottom of the lid, or now in front of us, you get this little sewn on piece of strapping, and it has all these safety pins in it because everything that was in here had no Velcro. This is before, there was a little bit of tape in here, but it was mostly gauze and then a pin. So let's see, so we had these three, I'm going to keep using gusset because I don't know how that word works. We got these three areas here to compartmentalize, and this was just chock full of bandages. I'll have to go grab some of the bandages here if I got some. Hold on. So these are examples of the kind of stuff that was in there. It was all marked with gibberish, so no one could understand it, and it was all like in these weird paper containers because they were super woke back in the day and they didn't use a lot of plastic. So it was mostly just vad cellulosa of different versions, and these elastic bandages and a compress, and then these very well packaged, especially for the day, more just bandage and some more gauze. So all paper wrapped except for these really well made kind of canvasy weatherproofed gauzes, and it was all just stacked in here, maybe a dozen of each, I forget, 10 or a dozen of each of these things stacked in here, which with other things, and it was all pretty well organized. Well, obviously it was super well organized. All that material got taken away and used in other first aid kits over the years, and now that it's super old, it's just designated to novelty / ultimate worst case scenario, backup to backup type of stuff. But it's probably still clean and it's all still dry. But anyway, so this was all packed in here with some other things like this crazy coffee cup that's sort of I guess it's plastic. It might be some sort of I'll call it Bakelite. I don't know. It's like what old telephones were made out of. It's heavy. Got this weird soap thing. I wonder if it sell these things separately when I put them on eBay. Maybe I will, just because it's got the different logo on it. So I'm guessing maybe to wash your hands or have a cup of coffee. It also had some of these pencils and this paper and a couple of these, I'm guessing, triage type of books where you could, write, diagnose whatever you think was going on, give them a triage, indication of how critical they are, observations and whatnot, put it on them, a little piece of string to tie it to some part of them, I guess. and a bunch of these pads for doing that, or a couple of them, and then a couple of these cards, which I'm guessing are the pack plan, so they would tell you what was supposed to be in here. Oh look, this one's attached to it. Interesting. So this is what was supposed to be in there originally. Unfortunately, you know, they planned it well, but they've written it all in gibberish, so there's no way to understand what's actually says on here. So it was a good idea, well thought out, unfortunately poorly executed. That's the way things happen in Europe. So yeah, otherwise it's a great bag. It's still in good shape. Could be definitely used as just a cool kind of pouch, camera bag type of thing. I guess I should also mention there was I think a pair of scissors went in this side, a pair of tweezers are in this side, and this front pocket. That was about it. So not a heck of a lot of extra pockets, just mostly gauze and bandages were in here. Now at this point, those sides fold in, closes over, and these sides buckle back together, and it then is kind of locked together. It's not waterproof, but it's certainly water resistant at this point, and because of the way the gussets and everything are, most of the water is going to splash away from it. It's got a shoulder strap. You can carry it. It's going to be fairly heavy, potentially. Shoulder strap there with an interesting kind of closure, which lets you take it open completely, which is weird since it's attached, but that's the way they did it back then. And then I can't remember how they even did it. I'll do it this way so it's a little difficult. Maybe I shouldn't put it back where it was. So and then another strap here, which I'm guessing again was a waist strap to go around. You'd put this over your shoulder as some sort of a medic, and then I guess they just had it doing this. Crazy. So with that, you'd put this around your waist, and then it was attached to you, and then you'd be able to reach in and hold on to everything. So the way they have it hooked up here is the belt strap wraps around the pack itself and kind of stows itself on itself, which is handy. And it'd be nice if you could wrap the handle inside the bag, but I believe what I used to do is some sort of a situation like this, where I would sort of create a handle by locking this side and then locking this loop back over here. Make it like a lunchbox. Alright, that's a long video about an interesting old bag that I've had around for a long time, and it's finally going to get up on eBay and get out of here. It's still in good shape, so somebody knows what this is and digs it, they'll be able to use it and hopefully do something interesting with it. Alright, looking forward to the comments on this one. Look forward to more of these videos in the series as we're getting rid of these bags and comparing them to each other. Until next time, thanks for watching.